Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Portland Trail Blazers. Full game highlights, reaction, review, plus breakdown. Let's jump right into it. Nasir Little getting us started with the jump shot. Obviously, like I said, for those who don't know, we're definitely, just going to let the young guys rock it out the rest of the season. For the most part, and just see what we got, see what we can carry over, and kind of showcase some things. You know what I'm saying? I'm laughing because Drew and Valanciunas had a nice little battle going on, and they kept it, how you supposed to do it on the court, but they had a nice little battle, man. Drew was getting fired up, man. Drew was getting fired up. But, so yeah, that was pretty entertaining to watch as we see, Nasir. I don't know what Nasir Little was doing. See, that's what anyway, let's just move on from that, man. As we see Brandon Ingram with the nice finish right there. Golly, look how just, his strides are just, he doesn't have to go fast because each stride is so much longer than yours probably. Like Giannis goes fast though as well. But he can get you, he can get by you and get his hip on you, where he needs you to be so he can finish around the rim. As we see the early 10-point lead from the Pelicans, Keon getting some good minutes. Like I said before, in last games, we see Kevin Knox with the strong offensive rebound and finish. He's definitely another one, as Cam was when he first came over. Kevin is also happy to be on the court, man, and kind of remind some people of some of the things that he can do, You see Brandon Ingram with the nice bump and take right there as he takes the foul from Shaden. This was a fun game to see as we see Cam Reddish with the nice layup finish. This was a fun game to see how Shaden Sharp responded to the extra attention. Or I should say also not only the extra attention, but as you see CJ McCollum right there with the focused attention on Shaden as well. So Shaden, this was his first game seeing focused attention and extra attention, which came in the form of a double team here and there to get the ball out of his hands. I mean, that's some serious respect shown for the young fella who's only played really, who's only really got out there and showcased his ability a few games, as we see Cam with the bump and take. You know what I'm saying? Cam is one of those guys, man. He just has to feel good. You just have to, obviously, in the NBA, you're not coaching, to guys to feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have to take too much time motivating guys, but just being a coach, sometimes you're just going to have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to have the psychological approach as, ooh, nice finish right there over Drew. Good challenge by Drew, though. Everybody's not going to have the psychological approach, like a Phil Jackson, and have the patience to dissect each player mentally and emotionally and give them things individually and personally that they can work on and activities to do that they can build on and strengthen themselves spiritually and physically and do all those things. Everybody doesn't do that. You know what I'm saying? But you definitely want to be able to, kind of ignite as far as if you have a key and you turn in the ignition, you know what I'm saying? You have players to do that sometimes, but when you don't, and even when you do, it's good for your coach or to have a coach who can kind of be a fire starter, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, remember how they used to talk about how, a point guard or certain players being a reflection of the coach. And sometimes, that coach will be a fire starter, you know what I'm saying? And you would have a player reflecting that or the team reflecting that. And by fire starter, I mean, just somebody that gets the team motivated and gets them playing on a certain high level, as we see Shaden with a finish right there. Brandon Ingram, just easy, easy. That's what I was saying. You see what I was saying with his stride? He just took, I mean, it's just easy. But just to get the team motivated and feeling good. And the reason I say that is only because when you have young guys, when the shots aren't falling, cause this was a game, and it's been a lot of games at home where the shots just weren't falling, period. Whether it was, all the starters in or the young guys or the bench. Oh my goodness, that was a nice finish by CJ. But when you have young guys and the shots are not going in, sometimes it's hard for them to find that motivation, to play at a certain level on the defensive end, you know what I'm saying? And to hustle the way you need them to hustle, and to respond, react quick the way you want them to react. Of course, Nas is gonna shoot the ball, you know what I'm saying? But when it's not going in, it's kind of hard for the young guys to get themselves moving at the pace and the speed and the quickness needed. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not young guys. It happens to a lot, to players, period. Sometimes when your shot's not falling. Now, as you become a veteran, as you become more experienced, older in this league, you understand how important it is for you to maintain a certain level regardless. You know what I'm saying? On both ends of the floor, regardless of if your shot's falling or not. And if you continue on a high level and attack the basket and do certain things, you'll start to get that shot falling. But, when you're young, sometimes you forget those things, and sometimes you go away from it because you're at a higher level and you think that it's not going to apply, but it does. As you see Keon with the nice finish right there. Keon does a good job of finishing around the rim. He's figuring out ways to get the ball over, taller defenders, showing some nice touch. As we remember the spin layup from last game, but yeah, so that's what I'm just saying. With somebody has to be a part of the team who's a motivator, a fire starter, you know what I'm saying? That can get the guys feeling good, man, and playing tough, you know what I'm saying? Challenging them in a good way, as we see the nice alley-oop finish. Tease catches one of those a game, period. He definitely catches one a game. He probably, you would think Shaden, we sometimes go to that alley-oop play. Let's just see another alley-oop right there from the Pelicans. We go to it every once in a while with Shaden, but just in the natural flow of things, just kind of how things work out, Tease catches one every game since he's come over. You see Knox with the 3, I believe, right there. Another good finish from the Pelicans around the basket. The defense, when shots weren't falling, man, it's hard, man. And guys weren't playing with the same, commitment to continuity as we were last game, in that loss. We played great together. As you see Shaden Sharp with the pull up right there, missing off the mark to the right. But, yeah, we just when you're not feeling good, and I don't mean like being sick or nothing, I'm just saying your shot's not falling and you're not, doing what you're supposed to be doing on the other end, and you're getting beat. You know what I'm saying? You're behind a step, and then you become 2 steps behind, or a step and a half, and then 2 steps. You start sinking in that quicksand. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically what this was a good game for the good young guys to understand what it means to sink in that quicksand, and in basketball, how hard you got to fight to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Now I know in real life, the harder you fight, the more you sink. And that's how it feels even in the game. But you just got to keep playing hard. You got to keep playing right. You know what I'm saying? Making the right choices, making the right decisions, doing the right things on the floor, man. Staying focused. And you can come out of that quicksand, at least in preparation for the next game, and not take anything with you to the next game from that. You know what I'm saying? So this was one of those games to definitely, to learn that aspect from, you know what I'm saying? And how when things aren't going your way, as far as the shot falling, how to focus on doing what you got to do to get yourselves going in the right way. You know what I'm saying? As a team, to get some momentum, you know what I'm saying? But, So we'll definitely move on to the next game as we again close this season out. Look forward to seeing, what we're going to do with this off season. And how we'll move forward. So I appreciate you guys for joining me. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. All right.